Join Dougal, Ted and me on a caravan trip to Mull and on to Iona. Our mini break begins in the port of Oban, where we await the ferry to Craignure in Mull. The crossing takes a mere 45 minutes. Today we are sailing on the smaller Mull ferry, the Calmac ferries MV Corduschk, which normally covers this route when not plying the Mallaig to Armadale service. The Corduschk was built in Devon, England in 2003. She can carry 250 passengers and 40 cars. Her gross tonnage is 1,559 tonnes, and like all Calmac ferries, sails under the British flag with a British crew. Despite her small size, you can see that there is plenty of passenger space both inside and outside, and there's a coffee cabin too, although unlike the larger Calmac ferries, this dispenses machine bean-to-cup coffee and not barista-made coffee, so no decaf oat milk latte today. Upon disembarking, we turned left as our destination today is Fidden Farm campsite in Fionnphort at the southwest tip of the Isle of Mull. The 36-mile drive is stunning, but the road slowly deteriorates the further you get from Craignure, so allow about 90 minutes for the journey. Fidden Farm campsite in Fionnphort is one of my favourite campsites. The cost was £12 per night for one person, and while there is a facility block which is small, bordering on the inadequate, and chemical waste disposal, there are no electric hookups. The views from the beachside pitches are stunning, but as you can see, pitching is a very informal affair. Luckily, my friends Andi and Petra had managed to save me a place next to them. The next day was spent relaxing and enjoying the weather, as well as showing off my new hoodie from the popular German campervan channel Fan for Van. Thank you, Marcus. To add to the relaxation, I didn't have to prepare a single meal, as Petra took care of everything. Apparently, I had booked full service. I didn't know it, but I had. The following day we headed to the island of Iona. The ferry at Fionnphort is about 1.5 miles from the campsite, and it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to cross. Iona is an island just 1.5 miles wide and 3 miles long, but its reputation is far, far bigger. As the birthplace of Christianity in Scotland, the island attracts thousands of visitors every year, numbers that dwarf the 170 full-time residents. Only those residents and service providers are permitted to take vehicles to the island. We enjoyed a beautiful walk to a beach at the north of the island. After visiting the beach, Petra and I then explored the Abbey. It's £10 each to get in, but it is fairly interesting. I particularly enjoyed the gardens. Next to the great church is the shrine to St Columba, the abbot and missionary credited with converting Scotland to Christianity. In the cloister, ornate gravestones are displayed, commissioned by the professional warriors engaged back in the 14th to 15th centuries. Finally, the new museum makes for a very interesting visit. On the way back to the ferry port, we admired the nunnery. After a brilliant day, I had 2 very tired and happy dogs. The next day we headed to the island of Ulva and we encountered a Mull traffic jam. Sadly, we only discovered after a 90-minute drive that there was no ferry on a Saturday, even on a bank holiday weekend. However, Petra saw that there was a waterfall nearby, and this made for a great place for a picnic. Rather than waste the day, we headed up to Mull's pretty main town, Tobermory. First things first, and Andi managed to find the distillery. Can't think why. The Tobermory Chocolate Company sells the most divine handmade chocolates that certainly give the Belgians a run for their money. There's also a dog-friendly cafe in the shop too, for that all-important cuppa and cake. The local shopkeepers certainly have a sense of humour, which, given the ferry troubles that continue to dog the islands and affect local trade, they certainly need. That evening was my last at Fidden Farm, and what a stunning evening it was. So I hope you enjoyed that little mini break to Mull and Iona. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you don't already. It just leaves me to say, from Ted, from Dougal, from Andi, Petra and Josie, and from me, thanks for tuning in.